Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Umineko. With the arrival of the new character Furudo Erika, I feel like a lot of things that were in the dark are having some light shined upon them, which is great because I'm getting a little bit of answers that I needed to help understand what's really going on here. But it also doesn't help that the people in charge of this new episode is also Lambda Delta and Burncastle herself, so there's that to worry about as well. But there's a lot of misdirection and a lot of things we need to comb through, if anything, but that's what we're here for. So we're going to continue on from where we last left off. So if anything else, I hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for all love and support. And let's continue on. Alright everyone, welcome back again. And here we are with the new character, Furudo Erika.
招かれざる客人であるにもかかわらずの歓迎。心より感謝いたします。
There was a general sigh of acceptance. The clothes she had lent were probably Jessica's formal wear from long ago. But the composure of her introduction gave the impression of a dignity by no means inferior to the clothes she wore. The girl's name was Furudo Erika. She looked slightly younger than Battler and Jessica, but her composure and mannerisms were beyond what anyone would have expected from a high schooler, almost as though she was a well-to-do family's daughter.
ちょっと待て。こいつは何者だ？
無能のあんたが主役駒じゃ、ゲームがさっぱり進まないもの。だから、私自身を駒として出させてもらった。
Oh, you're the... okay.
ちょっとしたエキストラね。いくらクローズドサークルだからって、いつも同じ面々ばかりじゃ飽きるでしょ？
So that still puts my theory in the fact that the girl that was speaking to Maria... No. Well... No, it has to... Yeah, it can't be her because she was taken in. Ah, this is tough. I still want to believe... Okay, let's keep going.
ふざけるな。ベアとのゲーム版には存在しない駒だ。俺もベアとも認めない。
ベアとのゲーム版でしょ？ベアとが拒否するってんなら考えてあげるわ。ベアとの意見は
Beata was unable to answer. Oh, but her look looks like she was saying no. Lambda Delta grinned as though in triumph.
ルールにイチャモンつけてゲームを降りてみる？あんたら推理者の得意技じゃない。自分の意に沿わない要素が一粒でもあったら、それを理由に感触を起こして思考停止を起こすのは。
安心なさい。この駒については、探偵宣言を出すわ。
探偵宣言？
フルドエリカは、探偵であることを宣言するわ。探偵は犯人ではなく。
Well, I kinda got that.
その証明にはいかなる証拠も必要としない。
I don't believe you wholeheartedly, but okay.
早い話が、この子を一切疑う必要はないということよ。
At least not in this game world at the very least.
これなら、人間の駒として登場しても、いつもと変わらずに推理できるでしょ。
ノックス第7条ね。探偵が犯人であることを禁ず。原文には例外条項もあるんだけど、今回は、探偵は犯人でないと赤で宣言してるから、例外は考えなくていいわ。言葉遊びは嫌いだから、私も赤で言ってあげる。フルドエリカは犯人ではない。
Why would you need to repeat it?
復唱要求。フルドエリカは、これまでのベアとのゲームに影響を与えない。
Ah, that's a good one.
いいわ、応じる。フルドエリカは、これまでのベアとのゲームに影響を与えない。
See, that's the problem. She's saying Furudo Erika had no influence, but Furudo Erika is a placement in for, I'm not saying I'm the Delta. Oh my god. Burncastle. So Burncastle did have some influence over the previous games to begin with because she was the reason for why Andrew was in it and a few others as well.
あくまでも今回初登場のエキストラよ。
Nice misdirection though.
これまでの世界には存在しないし、影響も与えないわ。
No, she does not exist, but Bernkastel does.
なら、今の時点での在当者の人数はどうなるんだ？
もちろん、これまでの人数にプラス1してもらうわ。でも安心して、フルドエリカが1人増えただけ。
Okay, no. If it... That character, that son is here. But if he disguised him... I don't know. I need more evidence. I need more hints. Because right now I feel like I'm being joked around with right now. She's pulling my leg. If the only extra person here is her, that doesn't explain the son. The son did say he was coming. Unless he's already there.
それ以外の在当者の人数は、これまでのゲームと全く同じ。
At the time, the loud sound of people running through the corridor could be heard. It was Battler, George, and Jessica who had come from the guest house after being called here by Ava. They immediately spotted a guest that they didn't recognize, and their eyes went wide.
どちら様？
お客様、落ちるで来たの。
は？落ちる？
源氏さん、こちらの方は？
お客様のフルドエリカ様でございます。フルド様、こちらは当家令嬢のジェシカ様、並びにいとこのジョージ様、バトラ様でございます。
よろしく。後宮ジェシカです。
はじめまして、フルドエリカです。よろしくお願いいたします。
Though Battler, George, and Jessica didn't have a clue what was going on and were utterly bewildered, they each introduced themselves.
好都合じゃない。これで人数がはっきりするわ。ゲストハウスのバトラたちが合流し、今客間には金蔵以外のすべての駒が人間が揃った。
そうなるわね。つまり今、この客間にいる人数が在当者すべての人数ってことになるわね。
18人いるはずの島が、じいさまが実は死んでて、17人になった。そこにベルンカステルの駒が1人追加され。
The number of humans on this island has returned to 18. I glanced around at the humans in the parlor. The guest, Furudo Erika, and behind her, Kumasawa-san and Shannon-chan. Off to the side was Genji-san. Look at the way Kumasawa is looking, too. Oh my god, Kraus looks devious. Uncle Kraus and Aunt Natsuhi were welcoming the guest. Goda-san immediately started showing off, and Kanon-kun was being unsociable, wearing his usual blank expression. There was Dad and Kirie-san, Auntie Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi, Auntie Rosa and Maria, and Dr. Nanjo. And on either side of me, George Aniki and Jessica. This is everyone, the true number of people on the island at the moment.
何しろ、僕たちは全員後宮だからね。気兼ねなく下の名前で呼んでほしいね。僕はジョージ。
俺はバトラだ。よろしくな。
ありがとうございます。ジョージさん、バトラさん、私のこともエリカと呼んでもらえると嬉しいです。
よろしく、エリカさん。
Erika was welcomed like a guest, and it was decided that she could borrow the bedroom next to the cousin's room on the upper floor of the guest house. In front of all the relatives, she had seemed dignified and a bit stiff. However, she talked with George and Jessica, her expression began to soften gradually. And so, the detective Furudo Erika was placed on the game board.
Jessica の昔の服、あんなに似合うなんて思いませんでした。
熊沢が勝手にお嬢様の昔の服を使用してしまいました。お許しください。
The clothes Erika was wearing were Jessica's old formal attire. Though the guest possessed a dignity that would put many adults to shame, her body was still physically similar to a middle schooler's. Jessica's old clothes fit her perfectly.
いいえ、お客様にふさわしい身なりでしたよ。もし彼女が気に入るようでしたら、お近づきの印にプレゼントしても良いでしょう。
かしこまりました。ありがとうございます。
警察やご家族には連絡しましたか？
はい。先方も大層ご心配なされていたようでした。
ところで、客人は本当に事故でしょうね。
ご本人は寄港中のボートから転落したとおっしゃっております。
裏付けはありますか？
海保に問い合わせて確認しました。プレジャーボートの後部から転落したそうで、他の乗員たちは気づかなかったようです。実際の転落地点はわかりませんが、おそらくはここの近海でしょう。
この悪天候に船遊びなど愚かなことです。しかし、近海で溺れてこの島に漂着することは考えられるのですか？
ありえないことではありません。この辺りの島には大抵、漂流民が流れ着いた伝承がございます。おそらく、事故は真実ではないかと。この台風です。島のどこであろうとも、船での接岸は不可能です。
Genji had already figured it out. Natsuki almost certainly suspected that this mysterious guest who had arrived during the already high-stress family conference might be a pawn in someone's plot. Therefore, Genji had already checked to make sure that the accident was real, that Furudo Erika was her real name, and that there was nothing suspicious going on.
わかりました。主人も丁重にもてなすようにと指示しています。粗相のないようになさい。ですが、わかっていますね。
はい。親族会議には一切近づけません。夕食後はゲストハウスへお引き取り願います。
客人をお父様に挨拶させろというような流れにもならないよう、よく注意するのですよ。
もちろんです。心得ております。
ほう、フルドエリカとな。この六軒島に来客とは珍しい。楽しませてくれそうではないか。
ベルンカステル教の駒でしょう。人間のルールに従うとはいえ、プレイヤーは魔女です。侮ることはできませんよ。
問題ない。仮にベルンカステル教本人であろうとも、人間である以上、何しろガープもいる。人間はガープに絶対に勝てぬ。
ありがとう。でも買いかぶりすぎは良くないわ。魔女の定義は魔法が使えることだけを意味したりはしない。
ですが、ジョーカーであり、台風の目である。それが魔女というもの。
この六軒島で魔女と名乗ってよいのはこのわらわ。黄金の魔女にして無限の魔女、ベアトリーチェのみである。ベルンカステル教名。エンジェの次なるコマがどの程度のものか、じっくりと観覧させてもらおうぞ。
Erika's seat was the lowest one in rank. In other words, it was at the inferior end of the table. Since Ginto's seat at the high end of the table was empty, if you turned the whole thing around, it sort of looked like Erika was the host of this dinner.
それでは皆様、本日の晩餐を始めさせていただきたいと思います。
After Goda's announcement, dinner began with the almost customary applause. It was finally the beginning of the dinner orchestra conducted by Toshiro Goda. Sitting at such a majestic dinner table was no everyday thing for these people by any means, except for those in Kras's immediate family. However, they were all used to it and acted as though this was completely normal. Again, if anyone was to be surprised, it should have been Erika. And yet, she showed no surprise at this dinner, and acted with composure, blending in with everyone else. There wasn't even a sliver of the fear one might expect from someone who had wandered here like a lost puppy.
不思議な子ですね。
It's almost as if she had been purposely put there.
後宮家の1年間で最も豪華な晩餐を前に何も取り乱さないとは。
最近の子は肝が据わってるわ。嫌いじゃないわ、そういうの。
古戸さんはこういう食事には慣れているのですか？大した落ち着きようだ。
ほんまやな。ずいぶん手慣れたもんや。わしなんかいまだに次はどのフォークを使えばいいんか混乱するんやで。ああ、こっちやったか、それともこっちやったか。
Erika had been gracefully eating her hors d'oeuvres without showing any confusion over the line of utensils in front of her. Hideyoshi started joking around with her, gripping a fork in each hand. Of course, the president of a company in the food service industry like Hideyoshi would obviously know his table manners. However, thinking that Erika must be nervous over this dinner, he had intentionally spoken with a comic tone of voice.
外側から順に使うだけですし、
Look at that.
面倒だったらお箸を頼めばいいんです。
Condescending look.
日本人ならお箸です。お箸はいいですよ。これ一膳あればどんな料理でも対処できます。
As soon as she began talking about chopsticks, her eyes started glittering. The smile she now showed for the first time was far different from the dignity she had shown before, and more like something you'd expect from someone her age.
カレーライスはさすがにスプーンでしょう。
丼に盛ればいいんです。
Donburi style. Donburi is simply food served on top of rice in a deep bowl. The bowl is called donburi, hence the name. Many types of food can be served donburi style, including curry, beef gyudon, or chicken and egg, or yakodon, meaning parent and child donburi. Okay, I've seen those before.
牛丼をスプーンで食べる人いますか？いませんよね。日本人なら断じて絶対鉄頭鉄尾お箸です。というわけでゴーダさん、すみませんがお箸をお願いします。私が日本人として恥ずかしくない食べ方をご覧に入れてみせましょう。ところで次のお料理は何ですか？
それが困ったことに、次はスープでございまして。
As she pretended to shrug, Erika winked at everyone. Of course, no one was laughing at her. She obviously knew that soup came after hors d'oeuvre in a full-course meal. Furthermore, Erika had even noticed that she had performed a little too perfectly, creating a sense of tension that had led Hideyoshi to think that she was nervous herself, and that this was why he had tried to break the ice. That was why she started behaving a little childish and lighthearted, acting out the part of a guest enjoying a harmonious dinner. Pretty soon, not only Kirie, but everyone else also caught on. Even though she was an uninvited guest, she was apparently worthy of participating in an Urushimiya family dinner.
頭のいい子ね。本当にこの子、偶然の来客なの？実は、今日の親族会議にこっそり読んだ、兄さんの隠し子じゃないの？
賢く場を和ますセンスもあるようだ。マナーも見事じゃないか。あんな子が娘だったら悪くはないね。
それはひでえぜ。ジェシカちゃんの達成がなくならな。
ひどいわ、ルドルフ兄さん。
どうしたんだい、ジェシカちゃん。頭痛かい？
私の評価がずんずん下がってる気がするぜ。
こりゃ、本家の令嬢として負けられねえだろ。お前も、日頃、夏日おばさんに仕込まれてるテーブルマナーと貫禄で対抗してみろよ。
見たい見たい。テーブルマナー見たい。
ほら、 はしゃぐのはマナー違反だよ。ささ、ジェシカちゃん、お手本を見せてあげて。
もちろんだぜ。
Oh, I can see this going extremely well. Jessica straightened up so much it looked like someone had poked her in the back with a pole. She had good posture, but it somehow lacked elegance. She looked, well, kind of like a triangle ruler. She sat in attention with her gaze fixed straight ahead, tried to bring her food to her mouth despite this, and failed miserably. Dad, who was sitting next to her, suddenly realized that something was up.
どうしたんだ、ジェシカちゃん。腹でも痛えのか？
Jessica turned bright red. Ah, sorry, I can't help myself. We laughed our heads off. Jessica protested, still bright red. Nancy scolded us for not behaving ourselves. In the end, no matter how much we tried to smooth it over, we were who we were. We couldn't act like we were anything else. Still, that laughter really did help us to relax. We had been so concerned about the guests getting nervous that we had grown even more nervous ourselves. The lively chatter spread from where we were sitting at the center of the long table to both ends, and ultimately, the dinner went even more smoothly than usual. With some delicious cheese and coffee, our peaceful meal came to an end. Goda won unanimous acclaim and was praised for his skill by all present. Excuse me, guys. Ooh. After a short period of harmony following the meal, it was decided that we would return to the guest house. Normally, dinner tended to have a very dark atmosphere about it, and the adults would often move right on to the family conference with the same dark atmosphere. However, perhaps because this year's dinner had been oddly peaceful, everyone decided to take a break, the adults included. After eating, taking a bath, and relaxing while watching TV, I wonder if they'll gather again in the mansion in the middle of all this rain and resume their high-tension family conference. I'd rather not think about that. Auntie Ava seemed to get very worked up trying to convince the rest to start the family conference right away, but it didn't look like many people agreed with her. The meeting had probably come to a close for the night. Since they had guest house duty, Goda-san and Kumasawa-san were chosen to guide us to the guest house. It must be tough for Goda-san. Even after making and cleaning up such an extravagant dinner, he also has the midnight shift at the guest house. I heard that Kumasawa-san, old as she was, would be going to sleep soon. It seemed that she had been assigned the servants' quarters in the guest house.
皆様をゲストハウスまでご案内させていただきます。エリカ様のお部屋もご用意できております。
ありがとうございます。
What is that look mean? She looks mischievous, man.
体調はどうです？具合が悪かったりはしませんか？
ああ、そうだよな。すっかり忘れてたけど、エリカちゃんは溺れてて流れ着いたんだよな。今日は無理しねえで、早く寝た方がいいだろうな。
全然平気です。それよりも、緊張と興奮で、むしろ寝つけないくらいです。じゃあ遊ぼう。みんなで遊ぼう。トランプしよう。
Maria latched onto her, giggling. This lack of restraint particular to youth was very much like Maria. But for now, we really should be thinking about Erika's physical condition.
マリア、トランプは私たちと一緒に遊ぼう。エリカお姉ちゃんは疲れてるんだってさ。
トランプも好きですよ。
She's still giving that look.
一息つきましたら、ぜひご一緒させてください。やったー
！Very much like Burn Castle.
あれはどちら様ですか？
As she passed through the lobby of the entrance hall, Erika stopped walking. When she saw what she was looking at, the rest of us also stopped.
ああ、あちらは黄金の魔女、ベアトリーチェ様でございますよ。
黄金の魔女。
何やってんだガキども。さっさとゲストハウスへ引き上げるぞ。
Dad, Kirei-san, Auntie Ava, Uncle Hideyoshi, and Auntie Rosa all came over. The guest house party had all gathered. However, Erika's gaze was captured by the portrait of the witch, and she simply stared at it for a while.
ああ、親父は200億相当の黄金を隠し持っていて、その隠し場所をあの碑文に記したって言われてる。
Perhaps because it was too early for them all to disperse into their individual rooms, the relatives who had returned to the guest house were all gathered downstairs continuing their chat. The topic was the witch's epitaph, which Erika had taken an interest in.
魅力的な謎ですね。誰にでも見られるところに堂々と張り出し、私たちの知恵に挑戦する。そういう挑戦、大好きです。
ひゅー。エリカちゃんは案外ノリがいいな。謎解きとか好きなのか？
面白そうじゃないですか。そういう挑戦。多分金蔵さんはあの碑文によって跡継ぎを選ぼうというつもりに違いありませんね。
When she said that, the adults froze, and slowly turned to face Erika.
どうしてそう思うの？
Auntie Eva spoke with a coaxing voice. Though there had been whisperings between the relatives every now and then that the person who solved the epitaph's riddle might inherit the family headship, that had been nothing more than wishful thinking since such a thing had never been specifically stated. And yet, though she had only read it once, this outsider had already reached that conclusion. How had she come to it? No, that wasn't the problem. If you solve the epitaph, you can become the next head. She wanted to establish this was not wishful thinking, but an outright fact. So they closed it around on Erika, asking why she was so sure.
大富豪が謎を解いた者に富を譲るというのは割とよくあるシチュエーションです。そしてご当主の金蔵さんはその碑文を新聞に載せたのではなく、お屋敷の中に掲示しました。つまりこのお屋敷の人間を対象にした謎だということです。
そうだよな。この屋敷の中である以上、この屋敷に出入りできない者には解きようがない。つまりこの屋敷の人間にじいさまは挑戦してきたってわけだ。
グッド。良い思考です。あの碑文が屋敷内にあったという一時からでもその程度のことを読み取ることが可能です。
At first, this Furudo Erika girl had seemed to be the fairly silent type, but apparently that wasn't the case. When she grew excited about being challenged to a game of wit, she became much more talkative than I had imagined.
なるほどな。屋敷の中に碑文があるんは、屋敷の人間に読ませるためってのは確かに道理や。
でも、家督を譲る相手までも選ぶというのは言い切れるものなの？
この謎を解いて得られる宝がほんのささやかなものでしかないなら、私もそこまでは思いません。
そうよね。隠された黄金の価値は200億。それはまさに後宮家の財産そのものだわ。
それを受け継ぐということは後宮家を引き継ぐことと限りなく同じ意味です。つまり碑文に込めた黄金の隠し場所という謎は後宮家の実質的な後継者選びに他ならないということです。
The idea that the person who solved the epitaph would be chosen as the next head was something that had been floating around between a few of the relatives for a while now. However, since it had never been stated specifically, they had thought of it as nothing more than an optimistic dream. And so they had all abandoned consideration of that aspect and left it as a gray area. Erika had declared in clear terms that this uncertain part was in fact true. If one of the relatives had said it, the others would have thought it to be merely an optimistic dream. However, when declared by Furudo Erika, a complete outsider, those words seemed more credible than they otherwise would have. Everyone remained silent for a while, slowly considering what those words implied.
ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか、皆様方。
横やりで申し訳ねえけどさ、一応はうちの父さんが次期当主なわけだぜ。隠し黄金を誰が見つける云々はともかくよ、見つけたら当主ってのはそういうことにはならねえんじゃねえかよ。
Jessica thought the treasure hunting part of the epitaph was really fun. However, she couldn't help but let her expression grow bitter once they started talking about the undermining her while undermining her father's position.
私の推理から演繹する限り、金蔵さんは次期当主のクラウスさんに円滑な当主継承を望んでいないと考えられます。
Alright guys, I'm gonna end it here for today. Thank you all for watching. When we come back, I'm gonna continue on and see what else Furudo Erika has to say.